Why that episode? Why I had to do that to me? Yo, we got Diamond slicing parole officer's throat. He's like, "Oh, you made a fool out of me. You made a fool out of me." Nah, he said, "You going back to prison?" "I ain't going back to prison." Sliced his throat. You see the blood all over the place. I said, "Diamond, chill." But see, damn, my God, yo, like you had Diamond. Now, mind you, he was trying to teach, Leon how to tie a tie and trying to get Leon to, be better, not be better, but just like, get him prepared for like the interview and, get him right. But then he had problems with, some bullies, and one thing led to another. And that's the thing too. That's the strong thing about like this generation, how it's like nobody fights with a fist anymore. It's a rare, okay, not everybody, but there's like a select few of people out there who fight with a fist and they don't really pick up a gun or a knife. And if you lose, you lose, and that's it. Like if you lost the fight, you're supposed to train to get better, so that way if you fight another person, you can either knock the person out or you able to like stand your ground with that person. But as we seen here, and is a perfect example, because he was able to fight and he was able to stand up to the bullies, but they said, "Okay, bet." Pull out the Glock and blast it on him. I was like, yo. And Diamond really felt that because he's in the chair. He's drinking. He's looking at himself. Tommy got a smile on his face, like, "Oh yeah, this the Diamond I never seen before." And I'm like, oh, here we go, because Diamond is struggling to, sell drugs, and I think that's gonna come up because he after Leon's death now, it's gonna be, shall I continue to do this? And people is getting killed. Maybe I should step away from this. And it might come to that decision though. It might, because the way Diamond was in that chair, killed his parole officer. I was like, oh, Diamond, yo. But man, that segment was real good. And then we got to see Jamal. I was wondering when Jamal was gonna come back, and we got to see Jamal again. So I was like, okay, okay. But now we got to see more information about, I guess, like Tommy making more deals and more, surroundings to try to like bring everybody to like a united front to like sell drugs, all for Chet. And it's kind of crazy too how Tommy pulled up at the quinceañera to go talk to Chet about it, and he was just like, "Hey, I'm your guy. I'm doing business. I'm Tommy Egan." And that's when, because Miguel was already like pissed off about the whole Tommy Egan, like, I guess, approaching his business after when like him and Chavo was talking. He said that, "Oh, like Tommy gave me like a better deal, I guess, with the whole coalition thing." He was just like, "Yeah, he gave me a better deal. So technically I am working for you, but I'm not really working with you. It's just like I'm really doing business with Tommy. Like everything is going through Tommy," which, the grandmother or mother was explaining to Miguel about this in the beginning, where she was just like, "Well, that you can't really trust Tommy because he's trying to approach onto your territory. Like he wants to be the connect." And he's just like, "No, I'm gonna really handle this." But now he's really seeing this. Like he met Chet, like, face to face, and he's just like, "I'm your guy, this and that. I'm the one making all the moves." And then Chet's gonna look at this and be like, "Well, technically he's, doing things. I'm not saying Miguel's not doing anything, but he's gonna be looking at this like, well, this guy's making, bringing all this money, and like, I don't know, Miguel, is there really any need for you?" Like that's what that conversation is gonna be. So now Miguel is gonna have to think of a way of how you gonna kill Tommy, the guy that's making you all this money. How you gonna get rid of him unless he, talk to maybe Diamond, maybe talk to Janelle. What's gonna happen for him to try to kill Tommy, right? But I think what's gonna happen is I think he's gonna try to kill Tommy, and it might actually backfire, and he might actually shoot. Like the bullet might either ricochet or misfire, and it might actually kill Maria. Because let's just say at the time he may or may not know of Maria and Tommy's relationship, and some shots get fired off, and then Maria gets the bullet. That's what I strongly see what's gonna happen to Maria. I think Maria might die this season. I think it might be because of that. Like a bullet, like, might come out of nowhere, and she might get caught by it, and she might actually die from that bullet. This is what I think could happen. Because when they had the whole argument, and he was just saying like, "I'll protect you, I'll do anything for you, and even if Miguel loses his shit and he tries to come after you, I'll handle him. And she's like, no, even though she loves her brother, but she doesn't want to see Tommy killing Miguel, and she don't want to see Miguel killing Tommy, so she doesn't want to be caught between the two. So it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense because he still is family, despite him, being like this monster or a bastard. He's still her brother at the end of the day. So, which is fair, which is completely fair, right? And then we seen like Stacy, overstepping her boundaries and, trying to like see what's going on, like what happened to her agent, like he died, like who killed them, and pressuring Vic to get more information. And that's the thing when it comes down to like law enforcement, this is why a lot of like confessions kind of been like coerced over the years, because you've been having the cops or whoever that's interrogating you, like, oh, did that person do it, and then they're holding you for hours until eventually you either say the wrong answer you're giving them the wrong answer, but it's not the right answer. And that's what Vic did, even though Vic was the one that killed Vargas. He was the one that killed Vargas, but he just said Tommy was the one to have killed Vargas. So now Tommy's gonna have to do some fishing in CBI to figure out like who's actually the snitch, because even though Tommy, he's looking at Jannard, but it's not really Jannard he should really be looking at, it's really Vic that he should really be looking at, because Vic was the one that was in contact with Vargas. So again, or Varga, I forget, I think it's Vargas or Varga, I think Vargas, but was in contact with him. So I mean, and now Stacy, approaching Tommy, she like, yeah, for a dead man, being in my city, like Chicago's a dangerous city. He like, yeah, I keep getting that. And then we seen later on where Stacy got in touch with Maria to say like, try to like give us some scare tactics to be like, you hanging around with a dangerous man, act like Lakeisha Grant. And I'm like, well, I mean, technically, he didn't kill her. He didn't kill her though, and that was really Tasha the one who have done it. He didn't do it, but that situation was a little different. Like he had nothing to do with that. Only real person he killed was Holly. That's it. That's the only person. But Lakeisha was different. So I'm just like, and that conversation might come up and be like, yo, who was Lakeisha? How did she die? And Tommy's gonna have no choice but to explain it to Maria gently as he can, to be like, how did she die? So I'm like, oh my God, like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, what's going on? And then we see it like Mirkovic making like some sort of retaliation, because he like, Tommy is like, he's already cut off, and then Tommy is approaching more onto his business, so it's forcing Mirkovic to approach more onto Claudia's business, because you can kind of say like business isn't doing too well for the Serbs. Like I don't know, I just feel so bad for Mirkovic. He's like, he had a structure, he had how things was running, and then Tommy just comes along and just destroys everything. I'm like, Jesus. So you got Mirkovic trying to like retaliate against on Tommy. Now I don't know like if he's gonna actually die this season. I don't know. I don't get the feeling. I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe he not. But I don't know. But it's just that he's trying to like retaliate and trying to do something, but he can't really do anything because Tommy's there. And then Jannard almost tried to kill Tommy, but he protected Tommy. Like I don't know. Like when it comes down to Jannard, even though he does have the nuclear bomb on his phone, he can, share it to anybody if he's trying to like, if some bad shit was to happen to him, and then he uses the picture to be like, oh, Tommy screw Maria, don't kill me or whatever. But again, he still has like the nuclear bomb on his phone. At the same time, we have Shanti, who's still doing business with Claudia. I don't know, like I like their chemistry. I really do like Claudia and Shanti's chemistry. I think if Shanti doesn't die, I strongly think that it might be Shanti and Claudia that might be working together more into the future. Like, let's just say Jannard doesn't go along with the plans, and he's just like, I don't want to betray my brother again, and he wants to like really work things out between like him and Diamond. I do think that Jannard could actually betray Shanti, which would have Shanti be like, all right, forget this, I'm gonna go with Claudia, and then they can do something together. I strongly see that. I really do, because they trying to play something here between like Claudia and Shanti. Like they made it seem like Shanti's gonna give up Claudia, but I don't know. I just don't see it. I really don't see it. I really do think that it's gonna be Shanti and Claudia that's gonna be working strongly together, because I guess like Claudia's love interest, I think Elise, I think she might die. I don't know. Even she might just leave go somewhere, because she's not really important. Her friend is not really important. I think it's really Shanti and Claudia that's gonna have like some sort of chemistry and some sort of magic together. Because I don't really see Shanti sticking around for Jannard as much. Because again, I think Jannard might actually turn on her. I think he will, for the sake of his brother, and maybe to try to like get that relationship back with Diamond. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But come on, man, this episode, we got 2 more episodes to go, and we got all this crazy shit that's happening. I'm like, what's happening? Like Diamond was like, I could kind of say he's like the MVP, because he's really questioning his morals. He's sitting in the chair with the bottle. He's just like, man, I'm Diamond Sampson, killer of kids, had the drugs and money everywhere, parole officer coming. And it made sense for the parole officer not to know who Tommy is, because again, like, no one knows except for the feds. They're the only ones that know. So he just like, whoa, step back, sir, step back. And he like, and I thought like the way Tommy was like trying to get the gun, I was like, uh-oh. And then you see this long ass not butcher knife, but barber knife is slicing throats. I ain't going back to prison. I was like, oh shit, oh shit. I was like, Diamond, chill, Diamond, no. But that was good. I was like, all right. But comment down below what you guys think of this episode. We got 2 more to go. I think 2 more to go. Like, what you mean, man? What you mean? But like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I catch you all in the next one.